You're welcome again to Operation Feed the Nation, a Royal Sheep Farms media production aimed at sensitizing the general public on the need to participate in agricultural practices. This is to ensure self-sufficiency in food production. I am Hatin Koyoke Kerekun, your host, and I'm still here with Farmer Kolawole Adeniji, the CEO of Niji Farms. We would be talking about the cassava value chain in this episode, the cassava value chain of Niji Farms. It goes from the processing and to different value. The Niji food actually produces the cassava flour, the cassava starch, gari, and the other fufu, yes, and fufu. So Farmer Adeniji will be taking us through the cassava value chain from the planting, the species of cassava that is mostly being planted, and then it's very interesting to know that they have odorless fufu. I think that's the most fascinating, the most fascinating product, the odorless fufu flour. It's really beautiful. So you're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Cassava value chain, that's what we do. And the reason we pick cassava is that because it's a good employer of labor. It's one of the products that can create job from January to December. That you have something is one of the only crops that you can work on it from January to December. You can be harvesting cassava from January to December. You have something to do. And it can create a lot of job for the youth.
Okay.
So that's the purpose of picking it. And cassava is one of the crops that is very hardy, that without fertilizer, whether the soil is okay, it's not okay, cassava will grow.
Okay.
Then cassava is one of the crops that once you have the stem to plant, you start multiplying, you do a multiplication on your stems, so you don't have anything to buy again outside. Then cassava is another one of the products that you can use all part of the body. The leaf is food, the stem is you can replant, the root is food, the peel is for animal feed. So there's nothing that is wasteful when you talk of cassava, cassava as a whole. So that's the purpose of us picking cassava, because we thought it's one of the products that can actually alleviate and solve poverty, that can actually create good employment for the youth. So that's it. Then for our farm, we are planting up to 4 different varieties of cassava. So we have the different variety TME419 that is good in starch content. So we can use that one for either flour or starch. We have a 0581, that one is good for gari and fufu. So we have different variety that depends on what product you are doing. That's what you need to use. So we have 4 different major products. That's number one. So that's why we pick all those ones. Then for the mechanization, we have a planter, we have mechanical planter, we have mechanical ridger. We mechanize all the farm. We still create job for the youth on planting with manually, because we train some people on how to plant. So we have that whole section. So based on for cassava mechanization, we now separate it to different value chain. Okay. The people are preparing land, clearing land. The people are preparing land. We have another side provider. What they do is planting. We have another one. What they do is wood management, and we have some other people. What they do is harvesting. And some other people, they load and they truck to the factory. When they get to the factory, we separate it to different sections. We have fufu line, we have flour line, we have starch line, we have gari line, and we have an area where we call wet section. We have an area we call rice section. We have an area we call packaging and store. So we'll be able to simplify everything concerning cassava to the stone that there's no part you pick in cassava that we don't know anything about. So we train people on all the complete value chain from end to end. Even the best yield you can get is almost from 25 to even 45 tons. Depends on your planting population and depends on how you plant your cassava. So you can get a good yield from cassava farm. So all those ones we have done it, we perfected it. So we don't have any issues when it comes to cassava. We don't have issues when it comes to cassava. So We designed all the equipment we're using for all those processes. And we partner to build a rugged tractor that will work on our terrain because of our
Okay.
topography. So there's no area on cassava value chain that we have not touched
Mm-hmm.
because of the years of your experience on the cassava value
Cassava.
chain.
Okay. Okay, so you said 25 to 45 tons. Is this the yield
Per hectare,
per hectare?
yes.
So this is what you do per hectare. And how many months, the variety you use, does it, what's the gestational time? 6 months,
Uh,
9 months?
there's no variety that will give you 6 months. Anytime
Okay.
that says variety will give you 6 months, they are lying. The reason why they are lying is that you can get root in 6 months,
Mm-hmm.
but the dry matter content is not what you bargain for. The water will be
Okay.
too much. It's like a
Okay.
new yam. So what is the essence of harvesting
Of
cassava in
harvesting
six
it,
months when
yes,
the
yes.
starch is not really there? So the
Okay.
best thing for you is to leave this cassava for it to mature properly. So your starch content you are looking for, you can get it. So you
Okay.
can harvest cassava between 10 months, 12 months, 14 months, 16 months. And
Okay.
cassava is good for something that if you don't have any use for it, you can keep it on the ground, don't harvest it, unlike other crops. So
Okay.
it's only when you have need for it that you harvest it.
Okay.
So that's it.
Okay. So you could
Mm.
plant in January and leave it until December or
Yes,
even till the
yes,
next
yes.
year.
Till the next year, you can see. And cassava is one of the crops that with water, without water, it will grow. If rain stop for almost 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months, cassava will survive.
Oh, really?
Yes. So
Oh,
cassava, you don't need irrigation. So the cost of running cassava farm is very, very low. It's very,
oh,
very low. So
okay,
it's very,
okay.
very
So
low.
cassava would do well even when the rains have stopped,
Yes,
as long
yes.
as it remains in the
In
ground.
the ground,
So
yes.
that's very interesting because some areas they have no rain 2 months, 3 months, and so they can still plant the cassava. So back to the odorless fufu. So what was the whole? What bettered the odorless fufu
Uh,
idea?
you
I
know,
see it's powdered, so
from time immemorial, I like doing something that other people are not looking at, or something
mm-hmm.
that's not easy for other people to do.
Okay.
That's what I like doing. So I like fufu, but each time I eat fufu, at least for another 6 hours, anytime you want to do something, the smell is
Yes,
still there.
yes.
So and I sat down that what is the smell all about? And I realized that it's because of the limitation of the processing of our forefathers. So and those
Okay.
are the narratives we need to change. It's
Okay.
like rice now. You go rice and you are crushing stone. Does rice
Yes.
really need to have stone?
No,
No.
no, no.
So you don't need the stoner for rice.
Mm-hmm.
It's only the processes that you pass that attracted stone to
The tractor
rice. So
stones.
if you avoid that system that attracted stone
Mm-hmm.
and use other system, you won't have stone in the rice. So you don't need the stone and you stop crushing stone. So if you change the system of processing fufu,
Mm-hmm.
you remove the odor, you don't need the odor there, and you eat fufu without odor.
Without
So
other.
that's what come about that we can do it. So we tried it and we realized that fufu can actually come out without odor. We've done different ways, and it digests faster, and people love it the way it's. We are still going forward to make fufu like a worldwide product that people can actually get on the shelf and they can buy and eat, properly packaged and everything. Just this African fufu. So we are still going to African, not just Egypt fufu now. From Egypt to African fufu.
African fufu.
So that you can get it and look at it. This is African fufu.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the normal fufu that all the footballers, when they eat the fufu, they play
They
like
play.
the Anthony Joshua. When they eat fufu, he box like no one. So I think the Adesanya when he eats fufu, he wrestle like no one. So this is popular fufu. So we need to actually upgrade and make the fufu know worldwide that yes, anybody can pick the fufu in the shelf.
And
That's
eat
the
it.
level we are going to.
That's very beautiful. So there's been a recent spike in the cost of cassava food products, gari, fufu, the cassava starch. But what's the reason for this? Is it because we are having lesser yield on the farm? Is it because we are having fewer cassava farmers? What's the reason for the sudden? Because we've
Uh,
always had gari, we've always had,
yes,
but suddenly it seems like cassava produce have become so expensive.
yes. The reason being that the cost of operations on the farm is very high. So people can no longer afford to do it. A land that we used to plow for 10,000 naira is now almost 100,000. So because the
Wow.
diesel we used to buy is as expensive. The tractor we used to sell for almost 7 million, 10 million now is around 30 something million. How do farmer buy the tractor of 37 million? How does he want to pay back? The land we normally open per hectare for like almost 100,000, 80,000. For you to open land per hectare now is around 850,000 per hectare. So how do farmers make money out of that? Where is the payback on the investment? And coupled with the security on the farm, that the cattle rustler enter your cassava farm, they eat it off, even when it was growing, even when you're harvesting. Even it has happened to me on my farm with, oh, that's why all the security I'm having on my farm. They collided with security, harvesting the cassava from the back, and the Fulani are eating and everything. Before you realize it, they've done damage like over almost 10 million. How do I put that one? It's part of what's supposed to go into the system. That's been
Yes.
damaging. The issue of Fulani herdsmen, the issue of insecurity makes a lot of people to step back from the farm. The issue of all those farm input and everything that has gone high.
Hi. Yeah.
Like a bottle of herbicide that we used to buy for 800, 500 is now almost 8,000. So where does the farmer start from? So all those things is part of what is actually contributing to all those things. Coupled with that, we have some other Chinese Indians too. They set up their factory too. Yeah, so they are competing with the locals, even to the extent of going to the farm to go and do. And we tell them that for you to set up a factory, you must have a raw material backup. You
Yes.
cannot set up a factory and you are not fighting the industrial raw material with the people who are using it for staple food. So that's why the crisis is. So the industrial use is competing with the food
Yes.
use. So that's part of the coupled with the security that people are unable to farm. Then the
Mm.
cassava that are supposed to live to grow better, the people are just selling because some people want to buy it. So we have it. That's why I say the problem will still continue until we're able to provide good solution to it. If not, we're going to. So people that are supposed to do like almost 200 hectares has reduced to maybe like 50 hectares,
15
even
hectares.
10.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it.
So on this Chinese, and they buy the cassava for ethanol.
No, they buy the
What?
cassava for any product they want to do because if you buy cassava for almost 100,000, they can buy for 300,000. You know why? They are not using it for food.
For food.
They are using it as a feeder to their raw material. So
Okay.
maybe they use it to produce a starch. The starch they're not using it is still going to another
Mm-hmm.
product. So for
Yes.
them to actually buy cassava at any amount because they set up another starch line to connect to their product. So it won't have any adverse effect on them because they're not selling to the product directly. That's
Yes.
why the demand is not pushing
Is
the
high.
raw material up
Yes.
because the demands are on raw material. The people setting up the factory, they don't thought of
Hmm.
Ego or Agua or where to set up the farm. They believe that we have cassava in Nigeria. So all
Hmm.
the cassava that's supposed to be going to the consumption is not going to the industry. So more on the industry. So the industrial people are now struggling. The consumption are struggling. So and the farm you cannot go to the farm because of insecurity. The people, little people that have on the farm, the cattle are actually uh, rustling their farms. So it's a compounding issue.
So what in your opinion, what do you think would be the solution to that?
And the
Maybe
solution,
temporarily.
we've discussed the solution. They need to set up
Set up more.
different
Yeah.
sectors, different community farm. They provide all these things they need to see. Put all the amenities that will make you to actually relocate to the farm.
Mm-hmm.
Support the system, support the security system. A lot of people want to do farming.
So that they can be
A lot of
enough
people
both
in
for the
diaspora really want to do
industrialization.
farm. Yes, want to do farming. So that's it.
Yeah, basically.
So industrialization. So you need
Basically.
to take it as a business, and you need to put more money into farming practice and know where to target the money. Not the money they will announce that the farmer will not get or the political farmer will get.
Yes, that's true. That's true. So there is the need for us to have more people farming cassava, because cassava serves both industrialization purposes and food purposes, and we have greater need for the food purposes.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's why we are in the crisis we are
Because it's
in.
one of our staple foods.
Yes, because cassava actually is one of the most staple food in Nigeria, like
In Africa.
in Africa, like almost on a daily basis, every family has to feed on something that is a product of cassava.
The Cameroonians eat cassava even more than us. The Togolese eat cassava more than us. Apart from fufu, they produce something like they say bombolo. When you get to Cameroon bombolo, they use cassava to do it like starch. They used to eat fish or shrimp. So that one, they feed on it on daily basis. That one, apart from even like a snacks. So it's there in Cameroon everywhere when you see it. So it's there. So Africa eats cassava a lot. So we need to find solution to cassava production.
And the most apparent solution is farm more cassava.
Yes.
Yes, farm more, more people getting into the farm, back to the farm. Thank you so much, Farmer Adeniji. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your Thank you for your encouragement in the agricultural industry. It's a sector that really needs a lot of encouragement, needs a lot of people being sensitized to go into it. This could really be the solution to our food shortage problems and to the whole rising cost in food, commodities, and everybody. If everybody goes into farming, then even more into our staple food, cassava, for example, that would really go a long way to solve our problem. So thank you again for watching Operation Feed the Nation. We believe that this has gone a long way to sensitize you. Yes, and then we can have odorless fufu. I'm so particular about this odorless fufu. The texture feels so good. And then to know that even when it feels so good, it tastes so good, and then there is no odor. So we could get it anywhere in Nigeria and even across all over the world. You in the UK, in Canada, in America, in Kenya, odorless fufu is available. And for the Cameroonians who love, yeah, we have a technology in Nigeria that we have a technology in Nigeria that gives us odorless fufu. So I am very excited about this odorless fufu, and I'm sure you will be very excited when you try it. Thank you so much for watching our program. See you again at the next edition of Operation Feed the Nation. And to feed the nation, keep farming, and please don't forget to subscribe.